Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with Dave's Faves. And now, for this particular episode, I would like to talk about the more or less late Mozart symphonies, which come in all kinds of assortments and boxes and groupings and clumps and there's a billion ways to get them. So this is not going to be my only Dave's Faves talk about the late Mozart symphonies. There will be more. There must be more, because of course nobody can live with just one set. But I wanted to pick one and sort of throw it out there now, because there are really some wonderful, wonderful sets and individual performances. But if you're going to get started collecting, and this is sort of how I feel about it, and you want the convenience of sort of knowing where they are and which one to pick, this is the one that I turn to as often as any others. And I have to say, there are a group of them, and we'll talk about those in future videos. I promise you that we will. But for now, to get symphonies numbers, let's see, 28, 29, 31, 30, 34, 32, 33, 35, 38, 36, 40, 39, and 41. That's everything from 28 on, essentially. The obvious choice, for me anyway, is this very, very nice, inexpensive, delicious Colin Davis set on Decca with the Staatskapelle Dresden, the fabulous Staatskapelle Dresden. Now, Colin Davis, as we all know, was one of the great Mozart conductors of the 20th century. He really was. I mean, he just identified with Mozart, and he performed it, his music invariably with style and elegance and panache and preserving the long lyrical line and the gorgeous Mozartian orchestration. And in the Staatskapelle Dresden, he has the best orchestra, quite frankly, for doing this sort of thing, or one of the best. Let's face it. After like Zell and Dochnani in Cleveland and some of these other people who just did amazing Mozart, Bruno Walters stuff and all that. But this is in that league. It's really that good. There isn't a dull note anywhere. The performances are so shapely and just always beautiful and motivically well integrated and impulsive, and I mean, they just have nothing but positive qualities. They really do. And, they're all in this convenient little box. It's 5 discs. The only thing that it's lacking is that fabulous disc he did of Mozart Overtures, because that one was on RCA with the same orchestra. But, it's great Mozart. Just great Mozart conducting. And everybody, of course, has their favorites. And this stuff has been done a billion times by everybody. But for the combination, for me anyway, of quality and convenience and, not having to think too hard. It's a problem. When you have 400 recordings of something, you spend your time, sometimes I see myself staring at like the Mozart section, and there are all these recordings, and I'm like, oh, which one am I going to listen to? And I wind up picking something else because I just can't be bothered having to decide, because they're all equally good. That's the thing. I mean, people will have preferences and they'll talk about minor differences and things like that. But the truth of the matter is, you could find a few dozen of these that are just marvelous. Whether they're on period instruments or not, it doesn't matter. It's just great conducting. The music is a known quantity. Everybody loves it. Everybody learns it. And gifted musicians will conduct it splendidly. It's that simple. So this is just, for my money, an extremely convenient shortcut to excellence. And that's what I'm looking for. Colin Davis, the Staatskapelle Dresden, Mozart, the last bunch of symphonies. There isn't anything else I need to say about it, except it's great. It's great. It would grace any collection, and it doesn't get in the way of the other 57,000 versions of the same music you may want by other people. And the other nice thing about it, quite frankly, is that you do get numbers 28 through 41. In all of the other sets, you may get like the last 5 or the last 6, or one of them's missing, or, this is just a great way to get all the late Mozart symphonies in one handy-dandy, keep it still, in one handy dandy package. That's the point. And that's why it's absolutely one of my favorite sets. And I was so happy to see that this all came out in the box because, the individual discs were deleted and you couldn't find them and it was a whole ordeal. But now they were all gathered together and here they all are. So keep on listening, folks. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Dave's Faves. And don't forget to check out the Dave's Faves playlist, which you can access from the bottom of this very video, either from the little card thing that's probably popping up about now, or in the description of the video underneath it. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care.